Thank you for joining me to learn more about mindfulness, research, and best practices. I'm Kimberlee Bethany Bonura. You can learn more about me and my work on the web at drkimberleebonura.com, chairyoga.com, and pelvicyoga.com. You can find me on Facebook at Dr. Kimberlee Bonura and on Twitter at Dr. K. Bonura Yoga. If you want to stay updated for when I post new videos, then like this video and subscribe to my channel. By continuing with the video, you, the viewer, are agreeing to and accepting the terms of the provided waiver of liability.
Mindfulness, an introduction. Mind-body medicine are practices that focus on learning control of the mind to improve the health and wellness of the body. These include mindfulness interventions such as meditation and mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR, and moving mindfulness practices including yoga and the martial arts. Mindfulness has been defined as a quiet awareness of one's internal and external world using the 5 senses while engaging in any activity. At its simplest, mindfulness means being aware of your mind, being aware of what goes on in your thoughts. There is a great deal that goes on within our heads, and often the drama in our heads has nothing to do with the reality that is around us. It's often our regrets of the past, the expectations that weren't met in the present, and our fears or hopes for the future. Mindfulness is intended to help us become aware of all those streams of thought so that we can better recognize when we are running off away from right here. When we practice meditation, we can pay attention to our thoughts and notice that thoughts, when we let go of them, arise and then disappear. They are like soap bubbles. We blow them and then they pop or dissipate in the air. We do not have to accept, embrace, or identify with those thoughts. This is a powerful insight because right here is the only space where we can actually control things, change things, and adjust as needed. Right here is where we can manage our stress. That's why being mindful is a powerful tool for stress management, because mindfulness is the practice of complete present moment awareness. Mindfulness exercise practices, which include yoga, qigong, tai chi, and martial art forms such as kung fu, karate, and taekwondo, combine physical activity with deliberate breathing exercises and focused attentional strategies. This combination of activity, breathing, and focus helps the individual practitioner to develop an increased capacity for self-control. Self-control is correlated with improved psychological health in mindfulness practitioners. Research with mindfulness exercise practices indicate that the combination of exercise and mindfulness strategies may offer unique psychological and physical benefits above and beyond either meditation training or exercise training alone. Mindfulness-based programs are based on traditional Buddhist and Hindu practices such as yoga, meditation, and the martial arts, which offer a present moment focused training approach to awareness and non-judgment. In the clinical setting, mindfulness-based training programs are generally secular, non-spiritual, and non-religious so that they are adaptable and appropriate to individuals of varying backgrounds. Let's review some common mindfulness modalities. Yoga. The Sanskrit word yoga comes from the root yuj and has been translated as to bind, join, attach, and yoke, to direct and concentrate one's attention on, to use and apply, a joining, a yoke, a unity, a discipline, or an effort. The most common understanding of the word yoga is union. And at its core, the purpose of yoga is to cultivate a sense of unity, both a union of the mind with the divine intelligence of the universe and a sense of union within the individual. The philosophy perceives that the mind and the body are an integrated unity, and in that concept, yoga is considered a mind-body science. As outlined by Patanjali, yoga includes 8 limbs or disciplines, including yamas, ethical disciplines, niyamas, individual observances, asana, which are the physical postures, pranayama, breath control, pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses, dharana, concentration, dhyana, meditation, and samadhi, or self-realization or enlightenment. Many U.S. yoga classes focus on hatha, physical yoga, the practice of the asanas or the postures. However, while yoga begins with physical practice, it's important that the yoga practitioner not stop with the physical practice of yoga. The essence of yoga is the development of awareness and self-control. A yoga practice ultimately teaches through control of the body that we have control of the mind. Qigong is another common mindfulness modality, and a growing number of people in the West have become interested in the practice of Qigong. This mindfulness practice, developed in China for maintaining health, consists of gentle, flowing, low-impact exercises. Some Qigong practices may be held in parks or outdoors, so it's important for practitioners with chronic health conditions impacted by heat to avoid overheating when the weather is warm. The National Qigong Association provides training and certification to teachers and could be a good source to find classes in your area. Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a Chinese martial art without the swift, high-impact movements typical of most martial arts. Tai Chi is practiced as a series of upright, slow, graceful, fluid movements carefully focused on posture and joint alignment. Tai Chi is very gentle and can be safely started by most individuals regardless of health. As Tai Chi requires neither special clothing nor a mat, the practice of a series of movements can take as little as 5 minutes. Tai Chi can be maintained and continued even by those with chronic health conditions or with limited time or physical capacity for exercise. The martial arts include a variety of practices from the East. For instance, karate from Okinawa, taekwondo from Korea, and kung fu from China. Generally speaking, the martial arts are training programs designed to train the individual in self-defense, and they may include a variety of strategies such as kicking, striking with the hands or feet, grappling, redirection of an opponent's energy, even the use of weapons. Technically, Tai Chi and Qigong are both martial arts forms, and they were historically part of combat training. But in current practice and understanding, Tai Chi and Qigong have become programs focused on meditation, individual training, and extensive research has documented their positive effects on health outcomes. The martial arts are more strenuous forms of mindfulness practices, so if you're interested in trying them, you should consult with a physician prior to beginning a martial arts practice. Meditation is another common mindfulness modality. It's often included as a component of a yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, or martial arts program, but meditation can also be practiced as a standalone mindfulness program. Meditation training generally focuses specifically on the breath, the focus, and the awareness, often in a seated form, either on the floor or a chair. Some meditation programs may use posture variations, such as kneeling, or even include walking meditations, which focus on the physical sensation of the foot pressing into the ground with each step. Meditation programs may also be taught within the context of a specific religious or faith tradition, such as Christian meditation programs or Buddhist meditation programs. Mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR, is an adapted form of mindfulness training which has been developed for the clinical context. It was developed by John Kabat-Zinn at the University of Massachusetts Medical Center and has been adapted for clinical research and delivery in a variety of healthcare and psychological care settings, including with cancer patients and in Veterans Affairs hospitals. Research results are very strong to support the use of MBSR to improve psychological health and to manage the effects of stress and anxiety in patients dealing with chronic health conditions. Whether you are using yoga, the martial arts, or a sitting meditation, they are all ultimately just strategies that you can learn to see and control your own mind. The goal of mindfulness is not to do more meditation. The goal, the purpose, the intent of meditation and mindfulness training is to bring mindfulness into your life, giving you the opportunity to be fully immersed in each moment. Mindfulness-based training programs have demonstrated effectiveness for promoting a variety of positive health outcomes, including both psychological and physical health outcomes. Research demonstrates the wide-reaching benefits of mindfulness practices, including improved psychological health through reduced stress, reduced anxiety, and reduced depression, and increased satisfaction with life, an improvement in physical health, for instance, reduced blood pressure, reduced cholesterol, improved hormonal profiles. One study found that when participants practiced yoga breathing strategies for 25 minutes per day over 6 months, their anxiety scores dropped by 44%. And even small acts of mindfulness can make a difference. One research study found that learning a mindful approach to dishwashing reduced stress levels by 27%. Mindfulness offers other benefits as well. Within the context of pain management, mindfulness-based training programs offer awareness of the ever-changing nature of the physical sensations. They help you to learn how to separate between the physical experience of the body, the pain, and the emotional and mental experience of being the observer. This allows the individual to learn a greater sense of awareness of his or her body, a greater sense of emotional control about the ability to manage and tolerate the pain experience. Other research has found that experienced meditators have higher levels of antibodies than do non-meditators, and when exposed to viruses, they have a stronger immune system response. So meditation can actually make you healthier. Meditation can also support your time management skills. It may make your daily to-do list feel a little shorter. When the health insurance company Aetna offered a mindfulness-based program to employees, they found that participants improved their efficiency and had 62 more minutes of productivity per week. Aetna estimated that the company saved about $3,000 per year per employee who joined the mindfulness training program. So think about the potential cost savings in your own life, particularly if you have your own professional practice. Let's consider the implications of mindfulness training and understanding for you as a professional caregiver. It's important for clinical and medical practitioners to be aware of mindfulness practices because many individuals, some of your clients, some of your students, may be using mindfulness practices as self-care and self-treatment for both physical and psychological conditions. Many individuals may use yoga and meditation techniques rather than seeking medical treatment for psychological distress. National survey data indicates that a large portion of mind-body therapy users implement these practices, at least in part, for the management of disorders which are either psychological or psychosomatic. For instance, 34% of respondents with anxiety spectrum disorders reported using mind-body therapies in the management of their condition. Similarly, mind-body therapies were used in the management of symptoms of depression by 26% of respondents, by 19% of respondents with chronic pain, by 18% of respondents with headaches, by 18% of respondents who specifically reported back or neck pain, by 18% of respondents with heart problems, by 13% of respondents with insomnia, and by 12% of respondents with fatigue. Other respondents indicated that they used mind-body therapies to manage dermatology conditions, to manage their weight, to manage high blood pressure, to reduce menstrual conditions. Wolsko et al. Estimated that at least 6 million Americans were using mind-body therapies for the management of anxiety alone, and that 11 million Americans were using mind-body therapies just for chronic back or neck pain. In another survey, 63% of yoga practitioners reported that they used yoga for wellness and health preventative benefits, and another 47% reported that they used yoga specifically to manage health conditions. There can be contraindications and risks for certain forms of mindfulness exercise. So it's important for caregiving professionals to be familiar with the benefits and risks of these approaches so that you can feel comfortable discussing with your clients in an open, engaged dialogue about the use of mindfulness as self-care. If you understand the basics of mindfulness, you can provide better supportive guidance to your clients. You can use mindfulness-based practices as self-care for yourself, and you can support mindfulness-based practices as effective self-care strategies for your clients. So, to begin, start with a simple daily act of mindfulness. Pick 2 activities that you already do every single day and commit to doing them fully and mindfully for the next month. For instance, consider brushing your teeth. For the 2 minutes that you brush your teeth each morning and the 2 minutes that you brush your teeth each night, just brush your teeth. Don't read, don't listen to music, don't think about what you should have done today. Do not plan your to-do list for tomorrow. Just brush your teeth. Because at its core, that's the heart of mindfulness. Being and thinking about and focusing on what you're actually doing. So while you brush your teeth, feel the foam, feel the bristles, feel the water. Just brush your teeth. Another opportunity, when you take a shower, be there in the shower, aware of the shower. For those 5 or 7 or 10 minutes, physically be in your body in that moment and nowhere else. Pay attention to the way the soap feels on your body, the way the shampoo feels in your head, the way the smell of the shampoo surrounds your senses. Be mindful as you take your shower. So pick 2 daily activities. Do them mindfully. Pay attention to them while you're doing them, and then do them daily. And just notice how being where you are while you're doing whatever it is you're doing, at least twice a day, every single day, will help you to be less stressed throughout the rest of your day. Notice how a small, simple daily act of mindfulness can begin to transform the rest of your life.
Thank you for joining me to learn more about mindfulness research and best practices. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel to stay updated for new videos. I'll see you next time.